Hey, this is attorney Rudy Vasquez. I'm a trial attorney here in San Antonio, and I handle cases all over Texas. I want to talk to you a little bit about car wrecks because we have a couple of cases that came in this week. Now, we're going to be talking today about car insurance and Texas car insurance in particular. You know, when you go and buy your insurance to drive your car, it's usually called liability insurance. That's all you need to get on the road and be legal. Now, the reason you have to buy uninsured motorist coverage, especially here in San Antonio, as well as Laredo and Corpus, is that we got a lot of drivers who have no insurance. We've had a lot of hit and runs. We have people running away from the scene of the accident. And because of that, you know, their insurance is not going to be able to cover your injuries, your car, or your damages, or anything like that if you ever have a serious accident. Now, uninsured motorist covers when the other driver who's at fault has no insurance, or they don't have enough insurance, or their insurance company has denied coverage. We get that sometimes. Or the auto insurance that they did have isn't enough to pay everybody who's involved in the accident. For example, I have a friend of mine who was in a 5-car accident. He got hit really hard. He got hurt, but there was one lady who was hurt even worse than all the other drivers. She was taken by stretcher, by ambulance, and she was very seriously injured. And because of that, the insurance company for the at-fault driver chose to pay her claim and basically left my client with nothing in terms of paying him for any of his injuries or damages. Now, luckily, he had insurance. He had it with USAA. He had bought the extra uninsured motorist, underinsured motorist coverage, and because of that, he was able to get his car fixed only for a deductible of $500. And now we're pursuing his claim under his policy for all his injuries. There's so many hit and runs that are happening nowadays here in San Antonio and everywhere, really. One of the requirements is you have to have made a police report within 24 hours of the accident. If you don't, you may not be able to recover even though you paid all the benefits for all those policy premiums. So the other thing is, in any kind of case, any personal injury case, and it's no different in an uninsured motorist case, is that you have to prove the other person's at fault. In Texas, we're a comparative fault state. What that means is we have to prove that they're at least 51% or more at fault for causing your wreck, and because of that, you're entitled to your injuries and damages that you can prove are related to the wreck. So any kind of injury and damages you have, you still need to be able to get your lawyer to prove that they're related to the accident. The insurance company is going to have its own lawyer who's going to contest and deny everything. And so it's really important you get a good qualified attorney who can prove up your damages using photographs, some testimony, some eyewitnesses if there's any, police officer testimony, a number of other things that help prove up your case and show that you're not the one at fault. It's the other driver who didn't have enough insurance or who had no insurance at all. Who's covered under the policy? Now, if you bought the policy when you bought your liability, then not only are you covered, but your husband or wife is covered too, if they live in the same household as you, as well as anybody in the household. Anybody in the household that lives there is going to be covered under your uninsured, underinsured motorist policy insurance, as well as anybody inside the car during the crash. So if you have friends, co-workers, anything like that, and you're involved in a crash, your friends or co-workers are going to be covered. We just had an accident come in last week. Same thing. The guy was a little afraid to go under his friend's policy, and I explained to him what it wasn't going to increase his friend's rate, and now he's getting the medical care that he needs that he wouldn't have got otherwise. So if you have questions, give us a call. You know, we've handled personal injury, auto, and trucking cases for over 30 years. We know what we're doing. My employees all have 15, 20 years or more with me. You know, I train them myself, and I handled your case personally. So if you have questions about any auto, trucking, hit and run, uninsured motorist kind of case, give me a call. There's no pressure, and I can help you. Thanks, and God bless. Bye-bye.